One great benefit of one screen is that you're all on one side. Which means when we take up our newfound skill of offering true Shabbat blessing, we don't have as far to go. So please, take a moment in our threefold blessing. First, bless yourself. I mean it. We never take a look inward. We never take a look inward and say, who are we? What did we do that was good this week? And silently we can pat ourselves on the back. And then you're ready to bless another. And then you bless the persons you came into this building with. And then take that blessing and spread it further along to someone who did not. Not a time for stories. Time to truly care. Shabbat candles, we call on Raz Imfeld.
Sabbath. The Holy Sabbath, Queen of Days, brings pious rest. We sing God's praise with song and prayer. Our candles shine. We bless the challah. We bless the wine. Then love and friendship fills the air in temple where we meet for prayer. To thank God for his loving hands over everyone in all the lands. This day, each week we set aside all work and with our faith as guide. We worship God in all these ways. On this, our Sabbath, Queen of Days.
Shamor, to guard. Zachor, to remember.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'chag ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei purim hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'rachmanu, b'shabbat kodsho, v'achavav ratzon yichilanu. Zikaron ma'aseh Bereshit, Kiruyot Tchila le'mekayei kodesh, Zecher Yetziat Mitzrayim. Kivanu v'afarta, Yotanu kidashta, A song for Shabbat. It is good to praise Adonai,
to sing hymns to your name, O Most High, to proclaim your steadfast love at daybreak, your faithfulness each night, the tension from heart, with voice and lyre together. You have gladdened me by your deeds, Adonai. I shout for joy at your handiwork. How great are your works, Adonai! How very subtle your designs! A brute cannot know, a fool cannot understand this.
Blessed, praised, honored, exalted, extolled, glorified, adored, and lauded be the name of the Holy, Blessed One beyond all earthly words and songs of blessing, praise, and comfort, to which we say, Amen. ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור, ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, וחי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני, Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot.
That wherever we go is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness.
That there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might.
Take to heart these instructions which are charged you this day, and rest them upon your children.
Recite them when you stay at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you get up.
Bind them as a sign on your hand, and let them serve as a symbol on your forehead. Inscribe them on the doorpost of your house and on your gates.
Thus you shall remember to observe all my commandments and to be holy to your God.
I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. Adonai Elohim.
I gotta retune the fingers. That didn't work either. God, I need a prayer answered. music changes. Sometimes it gets a little faster, sometimes a little slower, sometimes it's different melodies, sometimes it's soft and easy, and sometimes it's a little bit less so. And I am feeling enormously joyful, and that's why the music is moving. And I encourage you to share in this joy, that as we stand for the Amidah and the Tefillah, that we think of those things that bring us joy and that allow us to share that joy together and raise our voices with Tefillah in prayer to God. To open the ark, we call on Lydia Bauman and Arlene Schweitzer. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Adonai, our God, grant as our heritage your holy Shabbat, that Israel who sanctifies your name may rest on it. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh Shabbat. We continue in silence. give all praise. Let my heart describe. Give glory to the Lord, my heart is by the divine providence of God is smaller than it was last week. We hope that that continues until there are no names to be read. But this week, those in need of healing in our prayers include Barbara Abramowitz, Ruth Benson, Helen Heller, Len Heller, Harry Jackson, Dorothy Janner, Sandu Kreuter, Joe Moramito, Ethel Rolnick, Joel Rosenberg, Bernice Rosemarin, Mario Steisel. And if there are other names, please feel free to share.
Marty Osias, Marty Pels, Joe Friedman.
Cynthia Rutano. Morton Oberstein, Doris Oberstein.
Earl Rosewood and Jim Zuckerman. Vicki Hughes.
Suzanne Smith, Joseph Perry, George Walsh, Judy Rosenberg.
Yehudi Batorlea.
Oh So, this week, we start the 5th book of the Torah. Our journey technically is over. We have now begun to hear about the journey we have taken. Devarim, Deuteronomy. In Greek, Deutero is 5, the 5th book. But Devar comes from the word Devar, like Devar Torah, words. And that's what this is. This is about words. It is the repetition of words. It is the I didn't like it the first time either. It's the repetition of our journey and of who we are. We are people of the book, they say. So do we. A book is words. And what is the point? Now, there are 3 sermons in this particular book. It will take us all the way through to Simchas Torah. Moses is going to give us 3 sermons. You think I'm long? Simchas Torah is in October. Now, why does he repeat? Because any good teacher will repeat. You'll repackage the story and you'll tell it again because it reinforces. And most of Deuteronomy is the retelling of the book of Exodus and Numbers. So why is he doing it? Because we're creating a balance of din, judgment, and rachamim, mercy. What do I mean? If we take a look in this book, this portion starts on verse 6. And it says, the Lord our God spoke to us at Horeb, saying, you've stayed long enough at this place. Start out and start to make your way into taking over the land. But only 5 sentences later, it says, may the Lord, the God of your fathers, increase your numbers 1,000-fold and bless you as he promised you. Moses is reiterating to the people that if you behave in a certain way, God is going to bless you. After all we have done that was good and not so good, the words, what do words mean? Well, they can mean 2 things. And I'm not going to give it all to you now because I've saved much of this for probably Rosh Hashanah. You got Moses Mendelssohn. Lived in the 1500s. Great thinker of Jewish life. You also have Baruch Spinoza, who was a great thinker of Jewish life, who actually walked away from the Jews. He pushed Judaism to the side. He embraced Catholicism. He never converted. He never let go. And they present 2 completely different visions of what the Bible is. We now know it as God delivered and God inspired. One says, God gave it to us, and you take it as it appears. Stop trying to analyze, stop trying to devoid the words of what you think, and stop trying to make up what you think it means. The words speak for themselves. Spinoza was a literalist. He wanted the words to stand by themselves, and enough of everybody trying to make up what they think Moses/Andor God was saying. It's apparent that it's in front of you. Mendelssohn doesn't think so. Mendelssohn says, it's all stories. Who would possibly take all of this as fact? And the wolf shall dwell with the lamb. Really? National Geographic's been looking for the pictures of that for decades. Look through the Bible and go, really? it's not necessarily supposed to be the Word of God and true. The stories will take you where you want to go. The issue is the words. Do you take words at face value, or do you have to twist and manipulate? Our generation is having a terrible time with what did I say, what did I think I said, what did he say, what did she think he said. Talk to your spouse. Say anything and go, I know what I thought I said, but that's not what they heard. We're in a society where nobody hears anybody anymore. We don't listen to each other because all we want to do is hear what we want to hear. We've lost the ability to hear each other. We've lost the ability to communicate. That doesn't mean that we can take any of these 10 fingers and point at one person or one side of anything else. We're all guilty. So, we'll do far more deducing come Rosh Hashanah. But you take a look and you go, maybe Mendelssohn, maybe Spinoza. Sort of interesting. But at what point do we commit ourselves to what we truly believe, which we can alter all we want, or do we accept what's in front of us and work from that? Both things are very difficult. We have chosen a tough road. But I've said 100 times, whoever told you that prayer and God was going to be easy lied to you. If it was so easy, it wouldn't matter. What did you ever get that was easy that mattered? Really? Think about it. Somebody gives you something, you don't care in the same way. It's very nice, but I don't care. When it is your sweat and your brow and your work and your energy and your commitment to something, it has value and it means something very different. We are human beings. We were given the gift of life and of the ability to understand and rationalize and make things rational. And sometimes if you just look at what's in front of you, it's enough. But once we start to say, I know what that means, and you don't, we have now taken all of humanity and separated us and made us the Tower of Babel, another biblical story. The story doesn't matter. Nobody built the Tower of Babel, but the truth is, the words mattered. And that was the point of that story, was that the words mattered. What they said to each other mattered. What we say to each other now, it really does matter. Our words mean something, and if they don't, shut up and don't say anything. If your words have meaning, parse your words. Understand your words can hurt. They can be hateful. You can think they're funny, and they're not. We have all done, I certainly have said things that I really thought were clever and funny, and whoops, guess that wasn't quite how that worked out. But I only say that because I don't think I'm so far apart from the rest of us. We've all said things that are hurtful because it supports what we want to think and what we want to believe. We used to be able to dispute. We used to be able to say politics used to be a fun thing because we could dispute and then go out to dinner together, and that was the end of the story. We have become a generation for whom Devarim, the 5th book of the Bible, is known by the word Devar, Devarim, words. And yet we have created a generation where we are very nervous to even talk to each other. What used to be an open road to let's say something that's a little funny, that's a joke, that's a teeny hit at what you think, but it's teeny. The world's changed. No matter where you go, everybody's so busy trying not to say something that's going to upset the other person. That what we have done, and I have seen it in the last several weeks, and I don't want to go back into it, but you know that I had that accident, I got hit in the head with a tire. And what it did for me, even now, these months later, is I get stuck on my words sometimes. Big deal. I get through it, so does the person hopefully listening. But the point becomes, my head gets wrapped up with, should I say this? Can I say this? Is it okay, or is somebody going to steam off and walk away from me? Because I want to have a conversation. We used to be able to converse. The words used to be a door opener, not a door closer. If you say something that I don't disagree with, I now don't want to talk to you. We are destroying ourselves from the inside. We need to stop. We need to stop. We need to go back to Dvarim, to words, and understand. We don't have to agree with our friends, but that does not make them the enemy. It is not a personal attack if I believe something that you don't. And that was why I sang with some level of abandon tonight, because I realized that I'm free. I'm free now. Because it's okay to say something to people. Because we have created a world where we are imminently and consistently and constantly at risk. And as my grandmother used to say, that ain't no way to build a railroad. It's no way for us to live. We need to go back to how it used to be. Goldwater and Johnson would fight tooth and nail from 8:30 in the morning to 5:30 at night, and then go have cocktails and laugh the night away as friends. We need to get back there. We are losing ourselves, and words have now really become the bullets that we believe can hurt us more than anything in this world. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. For those of you who came in a little late, I just want to remind you, when you come in, please try and pick up your badge for security purposes. If you are a visitor, try and please fill out a visitor's badge when you walk in. I'd like to welcome everybody here this evening, our visitors and our members. Happy birthday to those who are celebrating their birthdays, and so those who are celebrating birthdays must be celebrating tonight, because none of them are here this evening. They are all gone. Happy anniversary to those who will be celebrating their anniversaries, and we do have part of one couple. Happy anniversary to the Chasens. Thank you. 56?
Yes.
Happy 56th anniversary.
Thank you.
I heard a whistle over there. A few announcements.
other than the usual, there will be a memorial service for Evie Morabito this coming Tuesday, August 13th, 2 p.m. here at the temple. As you know, we have Meal at a Movie coming up on August 24th. The movie is The Greatest Showman with Hugh Jackman. Tickets are $15. However, if you buy a subscription to our fundraisers, it all averages out to like $12 a ticket. So we will be selling tickets prior to services on Friday evenings from now on. So for those of you who cannot get here during the week, we do offer you that opportunity before services while the gift shop is open, but we will be selling the tickets there at the table in front. There has been a change in the date for the Sisterhood General Meeting. It is now Tuesday, September 3rd. There is a conflict in scheduling, so we had to move the Sisterhood meeting to the 3rd on that Tuesday, 1 week earlier. Don't forget that Salico dinner is for temple members only. It's only $10. And we now have our Sunday and Monday bingo, as well as a lot more other events. So please look at your weekly news, your shofar, and the internet, and all the flyers that are around the temple here. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to ask any of our board members. Shabbat Shalom.
As we move to conclude our service, we call Alyssa Johnson and Karen Jackson. Aleinu v'shaveach Adon hakol, v'teidu לנו yotzei bereshit, shelo asanu giluyei ha'aratzot, v'lo asanu nishbechot ha'adama, shelo asanu chelkeinu ka'hem, v'gorainu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu gorim, u'mishtachim u'modim, Lifnei Melech, Matei Hafim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, She'arunot Hashemayim b'yosei haaretz, V'moshav Yikra b'Hashemayim b'mahal, U'shchinat zo, B'kodei Neromim, Hu Eloheinu Heaven Malkeinu, Evetzulato, Kakratu, B'Torato, V'Yadadayom, Hashebota, Elevavecha, Ki Adonai, Hu HaElohim, B'Shamayim B'Mahal, V'Haaretz, Mitafat Heyod, V'ne'emar, V'haya Adonai, L'melech al kol haaretz, V'yom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, U'shemo, standing as we think of loved ones whom death has recently taken from us. As we mention the names of Evie Morabito, wife of Joe Morabito, and stepmother of Billy Morabito, and Leonard Bloom, husband of Zena Bloom. We also remember those departed in years past, as we recognize the art sites this weekend of Anne Abramovitz, Solomon Bornstein, Mayor Cohen, Nathan Davis, Jetta Gold Feuerstein, Helen Frank, Louis Ginsburg, Terry Goldman, Philip Kahan, Fanny Leibowitz, George Levin, Selma Marcuse, Hyman Michaels, Robert Reidman, Ellen Ringer, David Rose, Ralph Rubin, Mary Sandrew, Leah Schildmeyer, Leonard Schulman, Saul Silberberg, Janet Skolnick, Alan Slutskin, Rose Wilker, Lillian Wysand, Murray Walchuk, and Barbara Yaffe. We also remember all those taken by the hand of the oppressor, including over 1.5 million children for whom we are responsible to recite Kaddish. Yet Gadal v'yet Kadash Shinei Rabah, v'alma d'gavlu te v'yamlich ma'achuteh, v'chai echon v'yom echon v'chai echon Beit Yisrael, ba'agalav v'zman karev v'ru amen. Yehei shmei Rabban Barach, le'alam v'lomel mayar. Yitarach v'yishtarach v'yifahar v'yifamach v'yifaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalech v'yitalach shmei v'yishach v'yichu. Le'elam kol b'chata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran ba'olam v'ru amen. Sheish lama rabba min shemayim, v'chayim aleinu yal kol Yisrael v'ru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromah. We are the Shalom. Aleinu Yal Kol Yisrael V'Ru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen. Bless our lives, our children and our families. Bless all of those who have lost their way. Bring peace to all who seek the world of beauty. Give blessings, God, to all these today. May God bless this house with love. Amen. Shabbat magic. Voila. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. May we go forward on this Shabbat, learning the skill of choosing our words and giving them their full meaning and value as we learn to remember those that we love. Try not to hurt us with words. Shabbat Shalom.